What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Staincast.
So,
I might as well give you guys an intro just in case you guys need it. Of course, myself, DL, the co-host, the other co-host, Hag. He's wearing some nice hot pink today. He's feeling it.
I am.
Uh,
It's nice.
like the title said, we are covering Taken, the first one, not the second one, not the third one, especially not the third one. Um, this is actually our last movie we're going to be doing before our little break we're taking. Don't worry, it's not that long. You guys will blink. You guys will have a good time. Summertime, you'll be enjoying the weather. Then all of a sudden, there'll be new uploads.
We'll
So
be back.
we have one more episode next week, which is going to be us covering video game properties, franchise. Just kind of, you'll see more of the shape it takes next week if you're
Yeah.
really interested in it. We're gonna iron out all the creases and stuff because it's our first time doing something that kind of like open ended compared to just watching a movie and stuff. So let us know what you guys think, and if you have any other things you'd like to say, just look for the question of the week this week because I'm sure we'll get something good. I'm
Yes,
sure we
sir.
got something nice cooking up for you guys.
We definitely will. But before we get into that, before we get into Taken,
Oh,
something came out this past weekend.
yeah, something
Something,
marvelous.
something amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
Yeah. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse released this past Friday. We both saw it. We both watched it.
This is the part where I'd recommend it, but I feel like everyone who's wanted to see, like, you have to have seen it by this point. Like, I'm not trying to like alienate anyone who hasn't and make them feel bad, but like, how have you not seen this movie? Like,
It's
it's
all
just
over
that
my
good.
Instagram now.
Yeah, like
All over my Instagram.
it's just that good. Like, I remember we were Ubering to a bar on Saturday, and there was like an older guy. And he's like, "Oh, I don't like the animation or whatever," and it's like, all right, fine. I guess to each their own. Wrong opinion, by the way. That's wrong. That's just straight up
Yeah,
wrong.
that's straight up wrong.
But I mean, to each their own. But in the end of the day, like the first one was that good that where like I was completely sold. Like the first one is literally fantastic. So when the second one
The
comes out,
first
it's
one
only
is the
natural.
first one. Yeah, the first one. uh, I don't want to speak too much on just because we will probably be covering it at some
Fucking
point.
Christ.
But the first one is a fantastic movie, and this one just somehow does it better.
I can't, man. I'm trying to fucking get these bangs. There we go. Exactly. It's like everything that like if you watched the first one and you were super like captivated and you were super interested in it, it's literally just the second movie. Like there is no catch. There is no this time around Miles isn't as an interesting of a character because that couldn't be farther from the truth. Like Spider Gwen is
The character
amazing.
development, the soundtrack, just everything that comes to
Yeah.
it, the animation, the acting.
The
It's a
attention to
fantastic
detail,
movie.
and it's I think in this movie even more so than the first one. The attention to detail in this movie is next level. Like
Absurd, absurdly good.
it's the type of absurd attention to detail where you could watch it multiple times and you wouldn't see some of these Easter eggs they have put in, like the freaking Spider-Man PS4 character. Like I didn't
Yeah.
even see it the first time. I had to look it up to see when the hell he was. It's like I mean, especially when you get to I'm not going to spoil too much, but I mean, from what you guys have seen, like there's a lot of Spider-Man in this movie, and you just gets to a point where like you could look at each one and like even it's so great. Like, it's just
In
especially
the
someone who
background,
likes
there's so many different
yeah
Spider-Man Unlimited, Spider-Man
yeah
Ultimate Spider-Man. Just everything is there.
yeah. Like for me personally, I've always really enjoyed Spider-Man, but like I mean, I'm sure someone like you and Xander Hag who like literally are obsessed with that character. Like it's literally a freaking the feet like a wet dream for you
Bro,
guys.
I
Like
was literally,
all of the
I'm like pointed everywhere. This, I
yeah
was like, holy shit! Like
yeah. There's so many.
it's a
Any
great,
Spider. I don't think it's like an exaggeration. Like any Spider-Man that has been on any piece of media in the last 30 years was in that movie. And
probably,
like, in comics too, and not even just media, not even just like movies, TV
probably
shows, games. Like
if you look like that's for sure. But I mean, I saw somewhere online where um so the first movie was considered a love letter to the character of Spider-Man. This movie is a celebration of the character of
mm,
Spider-Man.
I believe that. I mean, both of them are. It can't
Phenomenal.
be said enough. They say it can't be said enough times. Like if you haven't watched this movie and you're on like if you're like kind of on the freaking fence about it, just freaking watch it, man. It's great. You could maybe go to a cheaper theater if you really want to. I mean, the animation is great regardless. We saw it in like a super high def one, like the X Plus, or because
IMAX.
it was like
Mhm.
$5 tickets.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you don't want to spend that much, I mean, it's not like I'm checking to see what tickets you guys are buying. I'm just
As long as you
recommending the
see the
movie.
movie. Yeah, as long as you see
Exactly.
the movie. But I guess that's enough about that for now. Like we said, we'll probably be getting into that a little
Yeah.
later.
definitely worthy of a cover at some point for on this channel. I mean, we have to do the first one, but I mean, it was just such a blast watching it. Covering it is probably going to be just as great.
Oh yeah,
I mean, especially when you go into like the nitty gritty, like you could find some
some
just ever.
serious stuff to get into. But speaking of the nitty gritty, that actually deals a lot with, I guess, with kind of with this movie. This movie is pretty nitty gritty.
Liam,
Liam Neeson, Taken,
he's that.
2008 movie. This movie in particular is a classic, which is
Yeah,
ridiculous that this is considered a classic and came out in 2008. But that's besides the point.
yeah. I mean, it's to the point where I was going to ask, have you seen this movie? But I kind of just assumed that everybody's seen it. I mean, that's just my own bias coming in, being like, oh yeah, I've seen it 100 times, so everyone else must have seen it at least once. But some people haven't. It's guess it's not as celebrated as I thought it was. Because for me personally, like I didn't even have to watch the movie to do the Staincast on it. I've seen it so many times, and I mean more when I was younger too. Like in terms of like I've probably seen it 2 or 3 times the last few like couple of some odd years. But when
Mm.
I was younger, this used to be my shit growing up because I couldn't watch friggin' rated R and shit. I mean, this is PG-13, but this is kind of stretching it
This
a
is
little
PG
bit.
13.
No,
What the
yeah,
what the hell?
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Surprising. Yeah, it's pretty freaking great. It's pretty freaking like gruesome. Some of the scenes, especially the interrogation scene, that I'm sure we'll talk about. It's very
Yeah,
surprising because I mean it's in that era where every studio is like really like shedding off their like the violence to try to get PG-13 because that was before like I feel like rated R movies actually had a market. Like they were more like super niche. Like oh yeah, if you make this movie rated R, you're gonna make no fucking money or whatever.
yeah,
Even
and
though
then
this
Deadpool came out.
yeah, and then this trilogy somehow was grossed almost a bill. I almost said $1 billion. The trilogy is almost grossed $1 billion. So take with that what you will.
That's crazy to think
It's like
about.
900 million something. So
Jesus Christ.
anyone who's saying that the next two movies aren't good, you paid for them. Somebody did.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I can tell you I didn't because I still have never seen the sequels. I've seen this movie, like I said to you before we started. This is probably only my third or fourth time watching this. I have not seen it too often, or probably not as much as you did.
mhm.
But
Don't watch the
I
sequels.
was after watching this, like I just want to know why they exist. What are they about? Don't tell me his daughter gets taken again.
No, him and his wife get taken, or his ex-wife get taken in the second one by the people that he killed, and by the first one, the Albanians. They get sent to wherever it is. It's a good-looking movie because I think they're shot mostly on location. So there's
Mhm.
that. Just like how this movie's shot in Paris. Like
Yeah.
it's that aspect of it holds up, but the story is like it's like you
So
said. It's like
why does it
we just
exist?
saw someone get taken. Why are we seeing them get taken now? And it's just
And then what's the third movie? Who gets
the
taken?
third movie is a forest. The third movie, his wife
Forrest.
dies, and they try to blame it on him.
So no one even
Very
gets taken.
exciting. Technically, I guess his wife no one gets taken.
Come on now.
No, no one gets taken.
See,
It's
like
I mean, no, nope.
this movie
I just
just
had like a flashback of that entire movie just came to me now. Oh, that movie's bad. Oh
this movie
God.
just needed to be a one-off,
Oh yeah.
like one and done thing. But
I mean, Hollywood can't help themselves. Like as
I
soon as they see a
know.
movie concept that hasn't been like, because like this, and I was gonna talk about it when we got into some of the scenes too. I did rewatch it like a little bit. I was kind of like jumping around, and I could definitely see like how it's super tropey nowadays. But like when this movie came out, this kind of was like I'm not gonna say it was the only like freaking dad like freaking PI like superhero movie or whatever you want to call it.
But it was one of the
But
first.
it was a pioneer for sure. Like it definitely. I mean, it put Liam Neeson in that typecast that he's still in now, and it's definitely one of his best roles, like in terms of like that typecast. Because anyone who's, I remember when I was looking for this movie online. First of all, I don't know why this movie's on
Why
no
it's not
streaming
streaming
services.
anywhere?
Yeah, and like Taken 2 and Taken 3 are on like Max and Netflix shit. But if you just look up Taken, you get like Liam Neeson's catalog of just all the other Taken movies that he's done. Like he has like Nonstop. He has, oh my god, he's got so many of them. Where it's basically just him playing the exact same role, but you know, in a different backdrop. It's
Yeah.
hilarious. Like if you go on Netflix, you go on to Max, you just look up Taken, you'll get any Liam
Um,
Neeson movie that's even related. Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous to even think about. Liam
there's a
Neeson.
lot of them. There's so many of them.
Well, I guess
But
speaking of Liam Neeson,
you know, I mean, favorite character, Liam,
Liam,
Mr. Brian Mills has to
yeah,
be.
the only real character in this
Yeah,
movie.
the only likable character. It's like Kimmy obviously was the child, so it's like whatever. She's like the ignorant child, so I really don't have a stance on her. His wife is just the nagging ex-wife. The stepdad or whatever is just the
It's
rich
me
guy
right
who's
now.
Stewart. Uh,
Xander Berkeley.
yeah, oh yeah, and then his wife is freaking what's her name? Jean Grey, isn't she?
Yeah, she is Jean Grey. Fucking what was Xander Berkeley in? That we talked about it. I feel like he was in something
Uh,
we've talked about recently.
yep.
What the
Fuck.
hell is he in?
He's just got that face where I've just seen him fucking like
Oh, he's in The
he's like an old.
Mandalorian. Forgot about that.
So is everybody
Oh,
else
he's
now. That's
fucking
that.
Gregory in The Walking Dead. That's right.
Mm, yep.
Yeah.
Scumbag. He's a scumbag in The Walking Dead too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he just plays a scumbag. Period.
Hmm. But I mean, yeah, it's not a hard decision for me. Brian Mills. It's and for just a lack of like
There's no
we
other
could
character
say it.
development for any real character besides like Stewart. Stops the dick measuring contest.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess John Claude. Yeah, John Claude. I guess had a little. But I mean, he's just a fucking asshole. Like he was
Yeah,
more of
he's a
just like
dickhead.
his character was at least interesting. Like I mean, there was at least something going on. Like I would kind of wish we got more into their backstory, but I mean, you don't get it in any of the other movies, so don't be waiting on that. Anyone who
Oh,
watches this
wonderful,
movie is like, oh, I can't wait to get
wonderful.
more. It's just three like separate movies that just like take place in the same timeline, but it's really bad. It's just new characters every movie though. Like I mean, Forrest in the third movie. I've never seen more of a phone in my life, to be honest with you.
He's phoning in that movie.
Holy fuck, he is phoned in that movie. Every scene. Man does nothing the entire movie.
Wonderful. That's good to hear. Well, it's a good thing we didn't watch those, and probably never will, or maybe we will for the entertainment of
Don't watch
shitting on
them.
movies.
I mean, if we're really reaching for like bad movies, I guess we could. But there are movies that are actually enjoyable and are trash. So
That's true.
that's like at the
We
bottom.
still have to cover the Raimi trilogy.
Yeah, I mean it's like 1.5 out of 3. Like the first movie's not bad. Second one's really good, and the third one's a fucking meme. Like it's alright.
I literally can't do anything but meme on that movie, but we'll cover those. Those are definitely also on the docket to cover at some point in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking Brian Mills, the only, like we said, character that's worth any talking about, and we can barely even talk anything about him because it's
Yeah.
just a one note spy saves daughter. Like their relationship doesn't even get fixed. I mean, I guess it does because he saves her, but it doesn't get
Yeah.
fixed in any like actual emotional way or like proper
This
way.
is this is at its core an action movie. Like this is
Yeah,
action movies like before character development like they cared about that shit. Like it's just if as long as you can wow them with the visuals, as
that's
long
all
as
that
you
matters.
have like Brian Mills always killing somebody, it's all love.
Yeah,
But least favorite character, I'd probably give it to John Claude. He's a douchebag. I don't know why he had like I don't know why he's so pressed over the lives of fucking human traffickers and rapists and shit.
because
Like
it
he's like, oh,
makes him
six
money.
people. Well,
It
yeah,
makes
I
him
guess,
a lot of
yeah,
money.
yeah. I mean, obviously he's very involved with that shit. The fact that one of his boys in his office can just walk in and they just like, oh yeah, he's with the government. He's fine. Like obviously the fact that there was like no resistance shows that they're pretty in bed with each other, the French government and fucking the
And
Albanians. But he's just, I mean, he's like villain von bad guy of this story. Like it's not very difficult to dislike him. Like he doesn't do anything that's particularly like heroic. Like
yeah,
he's a coward. He
he
sits
does a
behind the
good
desk.
job
He's a
of
suit.
making himself unlikable.
He's a suit. That's
That's
all
true.
he is.
Suit.
He sits behind a desk now. It's just like me.
What a shame.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't switch up on my freaking on one of my boys when his daughter goes missing in Paris.
I would hope
That'd be
not.
unfortunate. Yeah, me either.
I'll be like Liam.
None of this could happen if you cared more about my daughter and less about your goddamn desk. What else we got? All right, so some of our favorite moments, make or break moments. Uh,
Like you said at the beginning, that torture scene.
yeah, that torture scene is really good, and it's like it is pretty freaking like those shots you get of his face when his like all his veins are popping, he's getting like fucking electrocuted.
Completely like burnt, fried to a fucking
Yeah, he's
crisp.
getting. Yeah, even the way that he like has the current going through him, where he stabbed the metal stakes through his knees and
Yeah.
like
Oh,
connected
he's
the.
like, I need you to be focused for this.
Yeah.
Are you focused?
Yeah, he fucking smoked that man. I mean, good for him. I love the whole speech he gave too. Is about like, oh, the power's stable now. Now you can flick a switch and it'll be on all day, or with that whole conversation. That was great. Like the dialogue is pretty good. I mean, like they really do make him a really like he's just like a John Wick before like they
Before
really
John
had
Wick
like
went big.
yeah, exactly. And obviously, no, I'm not gonna discount the cinematography in those John Wick movies because obviously this movie looks like a preschool fucking imitation of it
Yeah.
for sure. But like just in the context of 2008, like this is a I'm not gonna say groundbreaking because it's not, but it's definitely like a new touch on the genre when you kind of have like I don't know you kind of just have like this one guy against the world that like I said not a new concept, but at least for me anyways, it kind of put me on that genre. Like that was kind of like the bridge between like I don't know like the Die Hard movies, and then you have like the kind of like the new like Liam Neeson's take on it. I don't know. I'm also a Liam Neeson stan, so take that with a grain of salt.
I was gonna say
I
action
love I love
movies, brain dead action movies like this don't really do too much for me. I mean, they still hit every once in a while. Like this one is a
I enjoy
classic,
them.
but I don't really go out of the way to find too many of them.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not hard. They're not hard to find. You can just go on anywhere, and they'll probably be like, a movie like this would be like the first result under action on any streaming service.
Let's find out. Let me go to Max right now and see what it
Yeah,
gives me.
I mean, the problem is with Max is that it's a little biased. Like, if you do action, it's gonna give you some trash ass probably DC movie or something.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let's see. Let's see. Movies.
But another, well, what's another scene?
Oh, yep. Guess what? It's Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Yep, I knew it. I fucking knew it. They're
That,
such friggin' shells, man. That movie. There's no way they got any business recommending that movie to anybody. Oh,
that movie, I had to turn it off after 15 minutes because it was so fucking bad.
mm-hmm. I like that. I like the scene in the beginning when Brian like pulls up to their house and like they're all super frantic because she just got taken. Then you have oh fuck, what was his name?
Stewart.
One of it, not Stewart. The guy on the phone that they were talking to. Whatever. They got.
Sean was
I
it
don't know.
Sean?
No,
Something with an S. I
it
think.
was
Sam.
Max. Yeah, Sam. Yep.
Sam.
Yeah, so when he's talking to Sam, I think that was a cool scene when he's like, I mean, he was overselling it a little bit when he's like 96 hours, like, until when? Until never finding her again. It's like, whoa, scary.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was a
Or
little
that.
overdone.
Or he was like fucking. He said, or the giant pause between him saying fucking. They've been taking girls, and then there's a huge pause, and it's like now they take travelers traveling alone
Yeah.
because it saves on cost. Like he had that huge gap in between.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was well informed. He knew all about that shit. He even knew about like fucking Marco and from Chipotle and shit. That man
That was
friggin' had it down.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, like that was the mandatory freaking plot dump. We needed that.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
weren't even they weren't even low with that.
Speaking of the fucking Markov or whatever his name was, um, that was extremely smart for Liam to pull up with the saying "good luck"
Mm-hmm.
to say "good
He,
luck."
and he was trying to talk to each person. That's why he gave it to the real Marco because he's the only one who didn't say anything in that entire conversation. He heard all the rest of them talk. He heard like he had them. He had them one saying he had that one guy say sugar. Like he was literally just having them all speak their
Say
part
something.
just so he can narrow it down. He's like, all right, this is the only guy who's not talking. And then it's obviously when he said good luck, that shit was like PTSD flashback. He heard good luck like 100 fucking times in his
Yeah,
head. Like,
because he was playing that recording
yeah,
back
oh my
over and
god,
over
yeah,
and over
yeah.
again.
And that plane, he was just like doink. Good luck. Like he just had that shit on repeat. I mean, he needed that.
I mean, yeah, that was the get right game to fucking put him in the
Yeah, he
mindset
was
for what he needed to do to every single person in this movie.
yeah, he was pre-gaming pairs. I really, I mean, the scene at the end when he's tearing up that boat, that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
Like he's just laying waste to them
we can
boys at that
negotiate.
point. The toy, nope,
No
that guy's an
negotiation.
idiot. That's fine. That would have been weak if he hit his daughter with that gun with that bullet instead of the fat guy. That would have been a tough ass
That would have been
scene.
a rough one.
Oh, what else? I mean, it's like any
That's
scene that
really all
Liam,
I got,
any
to be honest.
yeah, it's like any scene that Liam's kind of just dealing when he's just going around wheeling and dealing on fools. Like the construction site, that was ridiculous when he's just ripping down curtains, fighting that one guy, and all the
That car
windows
should
running out
not have
happening.
survived. I mean, I guess that's more of a yeah, I ate moment, but that car, there's
Yeah,
no way in hell that he was able to drive that through a fucking building, nonetheless. Or I'm sorry, a
it
trailer, not a
was a
building.
trailer. It was a trailer. Oh, and the scene where he pulls up, I think my favorite scene in the whole movie is when he pulls up, when John Claude pulls up home and he's just sitting at the dinner table. That shit hard. That
So
shit
you'll
hard
never
as
guess
fuck.
who
He's like,
dropped by.
yeah, and all of a sudden he's just posted up there. He's like, you're finished. He's like, I'm not finished yet. And he just throws the fucking shells at his ass. Hard. He's like, this is what happens. You sit behind a desk, you forget things like the weight of a loaded gun and one
When
that's not. Toy. That was another thing that I enjoyed too. Like I feel like they never touched like the woman. Like she's always just like the damsel in distress. She's just the bait that he could shoot her. But when he shot her, then when he had the gun right to her head, it's like
Mhm.
damn.
It's like,
I
damn,
mean, he's
he's
not
actually
fucking
gonna kill
around.
her if he needs
Yeah,
to.
so he. I mean, like that's why I like the urgency in this movie, and that's what the other two movies don't have because for obvious reasons of just being unnecessary sequels. The urgency in this movie really is like you can feel that he's on that timeline. Like as
On
soon
the
as he's
time
like
crunch, trying to find his
yeah.
daughter.
Well, like even when he's talking with the Albanian guy, when the guy's translating for him in the car, like the minute he says, "Oh, they're talking about the construction," he kicks his ass out and he's like, "All right, right to this scene now," and then he just jumps from place to place, and it's really quick, and it's already a short movie as is. So
It's only an hour and a half.
when you combine like the fast pacing with the short runtime, it's a really quick movie, and I think that's why I enjoy it because it's not like some crazy. Like, it's not a story that like, I mean, I want to say that it doesn't overtell, but you have the two sequels. Like in the vacuum of just this movie, it doesn't need to like spend 20 minutes talking about the backstory between Sam and Brian, which I'm honestly okay with. Should have been done in the later movies, but it really isn't. Maybe a little bit,
But we
but
don't need it at this point. Like,
no,
it's not
exactly.
needed
It's
for
like
this movie, and this movie in a vacuum should just be what exists.
it should be a one-off, yeah. But unfortunately,
It is not.
the
My
group,
money spoke.
yeah, money was talking, money was shouting, money was shouting. They said I need Taken 2 and 3, need a trilogy off. Literally just
No one. I didn't need that.
nobody needed that. What else we got? Favorite quotes. I think I've said like half of the ones that I have, but I
Yeah,
still got more.
I've said most of mine. I mean, when Liam was talking to Lenore or fucking Jean Grey, um, she was like, oh, "Wouldn't it have been easier to sign it the first time?" And he said, "Wouldn't it have been easier to talk to me about it?"
Yeah, fuck
Because
that bitch.
yeah, she's being a fucking like, yeah, fine, whatever, but like, you should have just talked to him about it.
Yeah, she capped. I mean, that's classic. Classic freaking working the back channels. Get me
Yeah,
tight. I mean, this just screams like I you can just tell who this is intended for. Like this is the dads that are like, oh yeah, who think that they can do this if their kid ever got taken. Like this is like the simulation that they play in their heads.
the
It's like if my kid
very
ever got taken, I'm burning down Paris. I'm killing 100 Albanians. Like, and it's like Sylvester Stallone. He's the exact same type of guy where it's like he's full of his freaking dad humor and he's got his freaking family quotes and stuff. Like the Rocky movies, especially the later ones, are literally just like him and Liam Neeson play very similar characters where it's just a very specific demographic. For some reason, I fall into that demographic too because I really enjoy this movie. But I'm
I
more
was
of an
like, this
exception compared
movie
to
is
the
good.
rule.
This movie is good, but like the people you're talking about praise the sequels and
I don't
everything.
think they do. I don't think they
Are
do.
you sure about
I I, I,
that?
think, I think they praise like Liam Neeson's character because like he's like, oh yeah, he's like that dad that's always looking out for his kid or whatever that like that fatherly instinct that be like, oh yeah, it's like this is literally me like type thing. It's like a literally me character except if they had children, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't have any other quotes. I don't know if you do.
know. Please apologize to your wife for me.
when he shot when he shot
Hmm.
her earlier.
Yeah, and then previous conversation. The last thing your children see before I make them morphins is the bullet I put between her eyes.
That's another
Man
good
is
one.
chatting. Man is chatting. Then the final one I have, just so I don't just start rambling off, is when that whole thing to him where he's like, he said, "I'll turn the switch on and it'll stay on until for lack of payment on the bill or something like that." I completely butchered the quote, but it's right before he flicks the switch on Marco for the last time.
He said, I believe you, but that's
Yeah,
not
but
going
that
to
won't
save
save
you.
you. Yeah. Good night. Rest in peace. Rest in piss.
Yeah, rest in fucking piss to every single one of them. I have
Very
yeah,
slimy.
I have very very big yeah. How the fuck did he not get arrested?
Because he's Liam Neeson. I don't know. I mean, I was gonna say that too. It's like maybe. in a world, I could see it that like if he's just smoking Albanians and shit, the government can kind of be like, you know what, you can just leave, don't fucking ever come back.
Yeah, but
But
this is
it's honestly
what
like
happened.
we're gonna wipe our hands with that. You killed a bunch of immigrants who were clearly breaking the law, but then now you assault like the deputy of the interior. It's like okay, this is a government official now. This is like this is a very high level crime. Like I don't know how the French crime system works, but I'm assuming it's pretty similar to America. Where like if you put your hands on a high like
Diplomat.
holding, yeah, it's like you're gonna get the fucking book thrown at you, especially shooting his wife like in his house, like with the kid still there and smoking him, fucking beating him over the head with the gun. It's like that is a laundry list of
Yeah,
fucking
he's
fines and
got he's
charges.
got crimes on crimes on crimes
Yeah,
stacked up,
yeah. I
and
mean,
he's just fine. He just returns back home and takes his daughter to that fucking Shakira ripoff.
yeah. Don't talk about my girl like that. Come
I
on,
mean,
yo.
all right. I mean, look.
I mean,
We'll get to that part in a minute, but
yeah. The only thing I'll say on that is let me tilt this back a little bit. The only thing I'll say on that is like any other movie, it would ruin the ending. Obviously, it's like, oh yeah, he just saved his daughter. Now he's in prison the rest of his life. Like
it
that
would
would
ruin the
not be.
ending. But like, it's just not practical either.
Yeah, they definitely could have been a little bit more creative with like maybe I don't know. Maybe it's it's pretty much like an open floor plan of what you could do because he served like clearly like in some sort of like task force, so he could just be, oh yeah, I know this general and now he's gonna vouch for me or something. Something literally as stupid and simple as that I think could have made it a lot better. Because I agree with you. It's like he's walking out of the airport like the little cast on his arm, which is fucking ridiculous that all he has is a cast on his arm after taking down an entire empire.
And
But
he got shot
he
like
kept
3 times.
yeah, it's like whatever. I mean, that's like the all time classic, especially for movies of like the previous like cut. Like I don't know, like I feel like they always have the cast whenever they get into a gunfight for some reason. It's like, bro, I guess like you have to show that like they're injured because like if you just put a patch on them, it's like you're not going to see it under a shirt.
No,
But
but still,
it's like he's walking out of that airport like a little sling on. It's like this man just
pretty sure he
this
like
man's
broke
a
his ankle or rolled his ankle on the boat, jumping on the boat or something.
yeah, like this man massacred an entire like civilization of people, which I'm not mad that he did. First of all, let me
No,
say that I
yeah,
ain't
we're
mad
not
at, but
mad,
like
but like,
it's still by principle. It's like you just can't do that. And then now he's gotten getting off scot free, but it's whatever.
it is what it is.
Yeep.
Yep.
Yeep, yeep, yeep.
So I guess moving on then, unless you have
The
more.
only other scene is I think you already said it, but I was just gonna agree with you again. The construction scene, like how nobody got
Yeah,
hurt, like the girl in
yeah,
the
no,
back seat doesn't get lit up. It's like these cars, like damn, that's some like he got some armored plating on them doors because them cars were taking a
oh,
beating.
I have another fucking actually. Um, I guess fuck Amanda because we
Oh,
just
she
see that she's
did.
dead, and
Yeah,
then
she
nothing's
did.
ever said again.
Nah, she played. She played Brian. She made Kim go along with it. Kim's innocent.
Kim is
She,
it, but yeah, but
I mean,
still,
technically she is. She did lie to Kim, being like, "Oh, the cousins are gonna be there, and they're mad we're there, or whatever it was."
no.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. That's something that I've seen the movie so many times where like I just don't even think about it. But I completely agree. Like, like she gets that one like he like puts the gun down for a second, has like a moment of silence, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go find my daughter now," and that's it. I mean, it's probably not something you want to lay on your daughter after she's just been trafficked across like the entirety of
The entire in
France.
France. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I know you just like had a kingpin like, with a gun to your head or a knife or whatever it was, but hey, your best friend's dead too. That'd
Yeah,
be kind
she's
of rough.
boo.
Yeah, and she's not just dead; she fucking overdosed and died in her own vomit. Like,
That's
not
a
a good look.
that's a brutal way to go.
OD, OD. But that's it. The only other
Yeah,
guy I'd just say is just anything that has to deal with guns. But that's literally every like we've had
every
this
action
conversation
movie ever.
before. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like whenever we cover an action movie, I have to say it just because it's absurd. Some of the shit they be doing with guns. It's like I wish they worked like that in real life, man. But they be like curving bullets and shit, man. I can't.
yeah.
Ugh.
Liam Neeson should have gotten hit a few times in this movie and just didn't. But that's
Fuck
besides the
him.
point. Is it time?
Oh,
I think it means it's
is it
time. I think
time?
it means it's time.
Oh, I'm leaned in real close.
It's time for the thirsty moment of the movie.
Yeah, sure.
There's two.
There's two.
There's two.
Go on. Tell me about it.
So the first one, obviously, is Shira, Holly Vance, of course.
Oh, and that little smooch she lays on Brian. Oh,
Ooh,
oh, oh,
he needed that.
oh.
But the
Yeah,
second,
that little look he gave her too after. He's like,
he was like, "Oh." The second one is Katie Cassidy, aka the Amanda who overdosed.
oh, come on, man.
What?
The only picture I have in my fucking head is her with her fucking throw up on her chin. Come on.
All right, fair
She's
enough.
aight.
Uh, you haven't watched Arrow, have you?
Watch what?
Arrow.
No.
That's why.
Why is she better looking in that show?
I mean, she's just older and plays Black Canary,
Yeah.
or one of the
Yeah.
fucking like 5 Black Canaries.
Yeah. It's also there's also like the style. Like I fucking cannot stand the denim on denim. I think she was rocking double denim, and I
She
fucking
was
hate
indeed
that.
rocking that double denim, but I'm just saying Katie Cassidy as a whole,
Yeah. Okay.
not I guess not technically the character. We're giving it to the character of fucking whatever her name is.
I don't even know her name. I just know
Sheila.
that she's that she's the character that gets Brian's friggin' I don't know.
Yeah, she's looking like
She's
that.
yeah, she's exactly. She's just, that's all you guys need to know. Completely, like, has nothing to do with the story, I guess. If you want to say, oh, Kim gets to sing, but
Nah, she looking like that.
yep. And in the other movies, she doesn't even sing because she don't want to do it anymore. Hashtag woman moment. Man literally fucking saves that woman's life from that fucking guy. Gets the card. Does jumping through
Yeah.
hoops
Oh,
to
yeah.
get
That's
Kim a
another thing.
fucking.
Why the fuck? Who? What's just random pop stars are just getting fucking stabbed like that?
I don't know, man. Some guy needed her dead. Like it'd be one thing if he was like a fan. It'd be one thing if it was like she was about to get trampled or something, whereas more just like a mob mentality thing. But like I don't know who's just lurking in the shadows, waiting to stab. Like we can just, for all intents and purposes, we can just call it like Shakira or something. It's like it's the same like or Katy
It's-
Perry or something. It's the same type of thing where it's like who's just sitting in the shadows waiting to shank Katy Perry. Like obviously not nowadays, but when she was performing, it's like who needs her dead that bad? It's like her music can't be that bad. Like if it is, then all right, maybe. But like a knife too. Like he was about to fucking
Yeah, he was
stab
about to
her to death.
spank her. Like
Like what
it just
the
makes no
fuck?
sense.
Yeah. It
But
was just
whatever.
it was just for us to get a taste of Macho Man Brian.
Yeah, us to just know a little bit of what he's dabbling
Mm,
with. But
yeah.
I guess moving on to the question of the week. Every Saturday, we take to our Instagram at the Staincast to ask you guys a lovely question, get you involved, see what you're
Looking
thinking.
soft.
Yeah, you guys are looking extra soft. We even asked an easy question. Maybe this just means many of you haven't seen this movie,
Yeah.
but we asked you guys, or DL did, because he posted it this weekend. If you can read them, DL. There's not many responses.
Yeah. Give me freaking time. First and foremost, I just want to say, excuse me, anyone who did respond, good looks. Needed that off you. Anyone who didn't respond, even if you didn't see the movie, what are you doing? Just say hi. Just say, what's up, Staincast? I'm on Instagram right now doing nothing, scrolling through a freaking timeline for people I don't care about. I'm sure I'm joking around. I'm joking around.
No, he's not.
So we asked you guys, I told you guys to rank this movie out of 10 because I thought that like kind of most people saw it, but that was just my own biases. D. Labasso said cock, sure thing. Jacob said never saw out of 10. Disappointing.
Well, but at least he responded. He didn't see
Yeah.
it, but he responded.
Mhm.
He did the right thing.
Appreciate that. Big plays. Jacob, I think you should watch it. Like I said, it's a quick movie, super quick movie. It's
Hour
at
and
the
a
very
half.
least, it's like something to put on in the background. Like if you're not entertained by it, because I mean nowadays that genre, like that type of movie
Just
is
get brain deadly cooked and just watch it.
like that genre has been
Run through the
drugged.
ground,
Run the friggin' I'm trying to think of the plural of
drag
drag.
through the dirt.
Dragged. It is a dragged. Whatever. It's been dragged through the goddamn dirt, where you have a million different interpretations of this very nuanced character. Like, but watch the movie. Let us know what you think. Father Quill said 7. Okay. He said not the biggest fan, but shout out Liam Neeson in Ireland.
Why
Sure thing.
Ireland? Is why
I mean,
Ireland?
he's from Ireland.
Oh
He's an
yeah, I guess
Irish.
that's true. Yeah,
But even so, it's like Paco ain't Irish. Whatever. Whatever. Proper 12 Irish whiskey.
He-
Maxwell Kazmarek
I need some
said
fucking
8. No,
Don
you don't.
Julio Blanco.
Okay, I thought you were about to say I need some proper 12. Like, no, you don't.
No,
Whiskey
we
is
don't.
gross.
No, we need some Don Julio Blanco next weekend. The handle.
Don't say that. Don't do that, Hag. Don't
Is
do
it-
that, because you do. You know I will be there copying it in a second. I gotta go to the
Yo,
fucking.
please do.
I gotta go to
Me,
Holbrook
you,
Liquors.
Sav, B, Xander, Chet, Willie, Smoke, all taking tequila shots.
Yeah, I gotta go to Holbrook Liquors. Cause I got a 750 milliliter for like $60. The Holbrook Liquors got it for 85 to 1.75.
What the fuck?
I bought it because I was already there. I was already at the counter. It's like 59 and change. I was like, huh? $59 for 750. That's like 15 shots. What is it? 50 divided by
It's
750.
about 50. It's like 50 shots.
That's nothing, son. So
Yeah.
I will slide to the
Holbrook
local
Liquors.
bevy store. Yes, specifically Holbrook Liquors. To local bevy store, and I will get
the
us.
handle.
Yeah, I'll see. We'll
I need
see
that.
what's happening.
Needs
I got
that.
you. And just in case anyone didn't hear it, because we went on a sidebar, I was like, there. Max gave it an 8. We're just gonna talk about it in our rankings, so I don't even think we really need to talk about it right now.
No.
We'll double back to that business. Real quick, I think I do want to take. I mean, we got good on time, anyways. We're flying through this episode as I predicted. Let me see if IMDb's feeling generous. Nope, it's still by country.
All right, we don't care about that. But thank you guys that the 3 of you that did actually respond.
Yeah, you guys are the goats.
The rest of you, what the fuck is your problem, huh?
Yeah, come have it. Come off it, huh? Come off it.
I think
average
next
ranking.
weekend. I think next weekend we'll get a nice response.
Yeah, I'm sure if we can get a meaty question, we can get like an open-ended question too, because something like this is like super. It's not like select like out of 10. It's more like, all right, what's your favorite video game or something like that. Something that like
We've already asked that.
we'll come up with something nice. Like I said, you guys stay tuned. All you guys need to know is that Saturday-ish, we will be posting. We will be posting the questions, so stay tuned for that. But for anyone wondering, the average rating on this, I don't know if this is America. I don't know if this is in general because IMDb dropped the ball. 7.8. So it's about right.
All right.
That's fine.
Yeah. So I guess then moving on to the only ratings that really matter. Haven't said that in a while.
Yeah.
Starting off with I clicked on the wrong tab. Story/writing. I don't know what fucking a 2, to be honest with you. Like,
damn, son.
It's nothing spectacular. Maybe it's because I've seen it and it's been overdone. But I don't know. I feel like I just can't give this any more than a 2. It's a very basic story. No real big plot twists. No real big anything crazy. It's just a basic. The writing's not crazy. So I got to give it a 2.
Yeah. I'm kind of like flip-flop between 2 and 3. I'll just give it a 3 just because I think nostalgia plays into it. Me just seeing it so many times as a child plays into it. I think it's simple, but it's an effective story. Like I said, nowadays movies there's so much more expected from a movie. Nowadays, like I feel like everyone is a critic, but like even more so nowadays. I mean, having an opinion is free, so a lot of people be chirping in on that. But I just give it a 3, just for the reasons I said. Like it realistically, yes, it probably is a 2, but guess what, guys? I'm saying it's a 3. I'm saying it's a 3. Therefore, in my books, it's a 3. But for acting is another one where, like, if Liam Neeson is erased from this equation, it's a 0. So it's kind of difficult to like.
So I'm gonna give it a 2. Again.
Yeah, but he tough.
But I can only give him 2 points when everyone else, like you said, is a 0.
Yeah, like no one else has my attention whatsoever. Like he's got a good dynamic with everyone, but like that's not there. It's more of just him being super versatile. Yeah, I agree with you. 2.
All right.
2.
Moving on. Originality.
1.
1. Yeah, the 1.
It's unfortunate, but it's like I said, even though it did kind of pioneer like a new, like, I mean, it literally gave Liam Neeson like his job
half
for the
his
next
roles.
20 years. Yeah, for
Yeah,
the next 20 years. Like, you got to get that, but it's still a one at the end of the day.
it's very unoriginal. It's any basic action story thing ever.
Hmm.
So, moving right along to rewatchability, I'm giving it a 2 again because I honestly don't really see myself watching this movie too much in the future. As well as, like I said, I've only seen it like 4 times. So
Yeah, I'd give it a two also, just for the reason of, I mean, just action movies in general. Like, it's like if you
they're
want to
not
see
really
someone just
rewatchable.
mindlessly, like, yeah, exactly. It's like there's not too much like to do after you've seen it once. Like me, I've just seen it like a lot of times when I was younger, just because I feel like it's just one of those things where it's on TV a lot, and it's just like I knew the movie, so I was like familiar with it and shit like that. But I just couldn't imagine like for a regular person like seeing this movie and being like, I need to see this again soon. Like it's just not in that kind of. It's an action movie. It's
Yeah,
mind numbing.
yeah, yeah. And finishing off with cinematography, like DL said, this movie looks like a fucking preschooler made it. Um, I'm giving it a 2 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna give it a two. I'm gonna give it a two. Also, the only reason it's not a one is just because at least it's shot like in Paris. Like that'd be kind of vile if it wasn't. Maybe actually, hold on. Maybe make sure. No, it definitely is because it's a American French movie. There's no way. Hold on.
Yeah,
I just want to say this before I like with certainty be like, yeah, this was definitely filmed in Paris.
and meanwhile, it's not.
Yeah, has to be. Yep. Square du Vert Galon.
Yeah. So it's uh it does. I mean, it doesn't look too great, but it's shot on site, so we always
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's like I feel like one is like you got to be doing something negative to get a one. Like you can't just like be like I don't even know
the
how to say
movie's
it.
got
Like
to
you gotta
actually look like shit.
like actively like be doing like it has to be like a CGI problem or it has to be like practical problems where like it's just
It's
unwatchable.
got to be looking like fucking the Mummy.
The old ones.
This get like fucking the one with the Rock is that spider monster.
Ooh, yeah, that one's tough. But actually, they're not terrible movies. I kind of like Brandon Fraser as that character.
Yeah,
He's
no,
not
I'm
bad.
just talking about like the CGI cinematography aspect of
Hmm.
it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but adding that all up for me, that puts Taken at a 9 out of 20. Which I mean, like I said earlier, it is a classic of a movie, but with our rating system, it just doesn't rate
Yeah,
that high.
yeah, I have it as a 10, and that's kind of our rating system. Like it's more of like an objective view. It's a very objective rating system where like even me putting my bias in with the story being a three, like it's still a 10. Like I really do enjoy the movie. Like if I was giving like a 1 out of 100 scale, it's a different conversation. But I'm not. So there it
So
is.
that's all we got for it. Like we said, it's a good movie. It's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, even if you have, it's something good to put on the background
Yeah.
with your family, with your friends, movie night,
The one
fucking putting in the
thing
background during game night,
yeah.
whatever the case may
I
be.
I 100% agree with you with that. I just think it's so handicapped by the fact it's not on streaming. Like it's not. I don't think it's particularly the movie's fault. It's more like the producer not getting that shit on a streaming service.
Yeah, but
But like
it's all
it's
services.
an issue that's unfortunately is it's apparent. It's obvious and apparent. Like if you're trying to put this on for a game night or something, like sure you can stream it or whatever, which we do not condone. You can stream it, but it's like just that extra step is just not worth it in my opinion. Like you have to be like a tier above to like be like, all right, now I'm gonna get on my computer, then I'm gonna try to stream it to a TV. I got an HDMI, I got to get a converter because I have a
That's
Mac.
a
Like
pain
no,
in the ass.
no,
So, but that's it for that. Thank you, of course, of all of you for tuning in this week.
got a
Um,
short one.
yes,
Class out
sir.
early today.
Yes, sir. So make sure, as usual, you subscribe to us here on YouTube, like, comment, ring that notification bell. Go over to our Instagram at the Staincast. Turn on post notifications. Give us a follow. Stay tuned, of course, for this Saturday-ish, where we'll be posting the question of the week. Because next week we will be covering our top
Tell them.
5 video games of all time slash series slash whatever, dipping our toes in to before we actually do full blown video game
Mhm.
episodes.
Yeah, so I mean, even in the time between now and the episode, if you guys, first of all, if you guys get to this portion of the episode, which is essentially the end, thank you very much. We really do appreciate you guys watching it through. What was I gonna say? Yes, if you had any ideas in the interim between like now and next week, you don't even have to necessarily swipe up on the question. You could just DM us on the Instagram, or just DM us if you know us personally. It really isn't that deep. Be like, hey, I want this movie, or hey, what do you think about this? Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, or if you have any recommendations of
Mhm.
story-driven games that we can play through and talk about together, we would also enjoy that as well, because we will be doing
Unfortunately,
that.
collectively, we probably played them all.
Yes,
Like,
but I wouldn't mind replaying some games.
absolutely. So yeah,
So,
that's all I got for you guys on Taken 2008. Don't watch the sequels because that shit is a garbage
no.
fire.
Yes, sir. See y'all next week.